This is the video trying to explain about the 5 positions of the pentatonic scale. Penta means 5. In the case of A minor, the 5 notes of the A minor pentatonic scale are A, C, D, E, and G. From the diatonic or 7-note scale to the pentatonic, you drop the 2nd and the 6th. So you drop the B and the F. Any of the 5 positions of the pentatonic on the fretboard will actually cover those 5 notes. Because a pentatonic scale has 5 notes, then you have 5 positions. Each position starts in one of the notes of the scale, but all the positions only contain the notes of the scale. That's why they work when you're trying to solo over an A minor backing track. So the first position for any pentatonic minor scale will start on the root note. If we're talking A minor, should start with A. You need to know the position of the notes on the fretboard, at least on the 6th string. So the 6th string starts with E. From E to F is one semitone, so the first fret is F. From F to G is one tone or 2 frets, so the 3rd fret is G. From G to A is one tone or 2 frets, so the 5th fret is A. From A to B is one tone or 2 frets, so the 7th fret is B. From B to C is one semitone or 1 fret, so the 8th fret is C. From C to D is one tone or 2 frets, so the 10th fret is D. And from D to E is one tone or 2 frets, so the 12th fret is E, and you start again. So we have E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E. That's important to know because when we start then moving positions or doing other scales, that's where we will start depending on which scale we want to play. First position of the pentatonic minor scale for A minor starts on the 5th fret, and the first position is here 5, 8, 5, 7, 5, 7, 5, 7, 5, 8, 5, 8. What we have done is A, C, D, E, G, and then we start again A, C, D, E, G, and then we start again A, C. Because the guitar has 6 strings, every pentatonic that we typically play will have 2.5 octaves. That means that in most of the positions you're going to find the root note in 2 or 3 places. On the diagram that you have, that root note is highlighted with a black dot. And that's important to know because when you're soloing, you may want to give that note preference in certain moments. For example, on the first position, the root note is on the 5th fret of that string, then on the 7th fret of the 3rd string, and again on the 1st fret of the 1st string. Okay, so you have A, C, D, E, G, A, C, D, E, G, A, C. When we move now to the second position, it's only logical to start it on the second note of the pentatonic, which is C. So we had said A, C was on the 8th fret, so we're going to start the second position on the C note. And then when we play it, we're essentially playing C, D, E, G, A, C, D, E, G, A. So we go like this. On the second position, that goes what we're doing is C, D, E, G, A, D, C, sorry, D, E, G, A, C, D. The third position of the pentatonic will start on the third note of the scale. So we had A, C, D. So it should start in D. We said at the beginning that that was on the 10th fret. But also look at this. The first position was A to C. The second position started on the second note, which happened to be C. So we started the second position on C. It went from C to D. The third position starts in D. So we have here already the start of the third position, which is and from here we went from A to C to D. The next position is going to start in E. See? So we have A to C, C to D, D to E. After E, then we have to go to G so that we can start the next position of the pentatonic. And that's where we actually finish the position of the fourth. So when we have the last one, so summarizing, you have 5 notes, A, C, D, E, G, for the pentatonic scale. The first position starts on the root note, or A. So you have to start the first position here on A. The second position has to start on the second note, which is C. So you start your second position in C. The third position has to start on the third note. So you start your third position on D. The fourth position has to start on the fourth note, so you start your first position on E. And the fifth position has to start on the fifth note, so you start your fifth position on G. And those are the 5 positions of the minor pentatonic scale for A minor. You can play any of those positions and you can connect them one to the other. If you look at the patterns in the diagram, the positions are actually connected, and that's what allows you to travel through the fretboard by connecting the different scales and going from higher to lower. I'm not going to go into more detail on this, but let's say that you wanted to play on the key of G minor. So we have exactly the same situation. The key of G minor will have 5 notes, but all you have to do is move the patterns starting on the 3rd fret of the 6th string, which is G. So if I play this position here, I'm playing the first position of G minor. And because it comes from here to here, then the second position starts there, and now is the second position of G minor. So you can play any one of the keys once you know the 5 positions. You just have to know that the first position starts with the root note of that key, and you look for that note on the 6th string. So you can play an E minor pentatonic, you can play an F minor pentatonic, you can play a G, you can play an A, you can play a B, you can play a C, you can actually play a D, or you're back to E. Let's say that you start on one of the positions that is quite low, so if you can only do the first and the second position because you run out of frets, then you go back to the top of the fretboard to start again. I hope this helps. If you have any questions, please let me know.